Hello everyone, this is the Green Snake Gamer playing Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights, Little Lab of Horrors. Go over to the warp gate, and we're gonna go up to Mystic Manor and warp over to Creepy Crawlies in the Hallways Part 3. Now that we have the soap bubbles invention, we need to make our way back to Creepy Crawlies in the Hallways Part 2. Now just head straight up past the zombie. Okay, this is the way to the secret lab. As you can see, there are 2 bats flying around. Jump on this crate and use the soap bubbles to trap the first bat. Then jump on it and use the soap bubbles to trap the second one. And jump to the top to collect the last box of Scooby snacks. So that's all snacks collected. So this area is now clear. Now we can go through the door at the top here. This leads us to Little Lab of Horrors Part 1. In this room is a giant fan, so just use the umbrella invention to float to the top. Make sure to collect all the Scooby snacks, and be careful to avoid these bats flying around. Now all the way on the left is a box of Scooby snacks. Make sure to collect it. Also make sure to collect this Scooby snack that's hidden behind the ledge a bit here. Now go into the next room. Now, it is very dangerous in this room because the floor is electrified. If you touch the floor, you will die instantly. So you don't want to touch the floor at all. What you need to do is wait for these gurneys to come close and use them to get around this room. So jump on the first one and ride it through this trail of Scooby snacks. All the way in the back, you can see there's a switch on the wall. So jump on the crate and use the helmet invention to activate it. This gets half the platforms above us moving. Now we just need to wait for that gurney to come back. Now jump on the second gurney. Be careful when jumping to collect these Scooby snacks. Remember, you don't want to touch the floor. Now ignore the Scooby snacks on the floor for now. Stay on the crates. Now jump over to the next gurney. Now wait for these 2 gurneys to get lined up. Now we just gotta ride this one to the back to activate the second switch. Luckily, these gurneys seem to be made of rubber, so they protect us from the electricity. Okay, so use the helmet invention to ram the switch on the wall. This gets the second half of the platforms moving. Now we just need to wait for that gurney to come back. Okay, now jump on top of these barrels where this box of Scooby snacks is. Now we just need to wait for that platform to come close to us so we can jump up to it. Now you just need to carefully jump across these platforms. You need to be careful not to fall off, because if you touch the floor you will die. So if you do happen to fall off, do your best to float onto one of the gurneys using the umbrella invention. Otherwise you'll have to hit the switches all over again. So just take your time, don't rush. Now once you make it to the end, collect these 2 boxes of Scooby snacks. Then go over to the center and use the Super Smash invention to activate this switch. This will turn off the electricity. Now just jump down. Here we're introduced to a new enemy. These robot enemies. In order to defeat them, what you need to do is ram them with the helmet invention, and then follow up with the super smash invention. You can't ram them twice or use the super smash invention on them while they're standing. Now that the electricity is off, make sure to collect these Scooby snacks that were on the floor that we couldn't get before. Now go through the opening at the top where those two robot enemies came from. Now in this hallway there are two doors, one at the top and one at the bottom. Go through the one at the bottom first. This leads us to Little Lab of Horrors Part 2. Now on the left here is a save point if you want to save your game. Now you need to be careful not to fall in the acid here. So jump over to the first platform and quickly jump to the second one because they do sink as soon as you touch them. And then ram the switch on the wall here. This will drain the acid. So once the acid is gone, go ahead and collect these Scooby snacks at the bottom here. Okay, that's all we needed to do in this room, so now we can go back into that hallway. Now we just need to take care of these robot enemies again. Remember, ram them with the helmet invention, and then follow up with the super smash invention to defeat them. Now go through the door all the way at the top. This leads us to Little Lab of Horrors Part 2. Now as you can see, we got two robot enemies in this room, and one of those alien ghost enemies. We also have some Scooby snacks above the electricity, so you need to be careful when you're collecting them. They're pretty tough to collect without getting shocked. Let's try to get these enemies out of the way first to make this a little easier. Now go ahead and activate the switch at the top. This will turn off the electricity briefly. It's just insane how fast these alien ghost enemies respawn. Now go through the opening on the right. Now there's one of those robot enemies at the bottom here. So let's take care of him first. Okay, there's another one of those alien ghost enemies in this room. These are the most annoying enemies in the game. Okay, now there's a switch right here in the center we need to activate. It's very tough to get the timing right to get it without getting shocked, so do your best. Now once you activate that switch, a platform will go up. That will help us out later. Now once you go up here, go right and collect this box of Scooby snacks. Now on the right side here, you can see there's this trail of Scooby snacks in the air. Above it, you can see there's a monster token. It's the monster token for those robot enemies. However, it is too high for us to reach, and there are no enemies up here we can bounce off of to collect it. So just take note of it and remember that it's there. We'll be collecting that later. Another thing to take note of is the warp gate above us over here. As you can see, it's right here on top of this ledge. We'll be getting up there a bit later. Now go through this door. This leads us to Little Lab of Horrors Part 3. Now the bottom here is very difficult because of these beams that shoot electricity, and to make it more annoying and challenging for us, it has these alien ghost enemies down here as well. So we need to wait for the electricity to go off before we can collect these Scooby snacks. And of course, these alien ghost enemies are gonna keep respawning and attacking us the whole time. We also have some switches down here we need to activate. Here's the first one at the bottom. Make sure to activate it. There are also 2 robot enemies down here. At least they won't respawn, though, so they're easy to take care of. Activate the second switch on the right. Okay, now we just need to hit the switch at the top. We just need to wait for the electricity to go off. Whoa, that was close. That alien ghost is right behind me. Okay, come on, turn off already so I can hit the switch. Oh, come on, are you kidding me? Now we gotta wait for the electricity to go off again. Oh, come on, stop respawning. I know I've said it many times now, but these alien ghost enemies are the most annoying enemies in the game. Okay, once you activate all 3 switches, jump on one of these platforms. There are 2 down here, and they will go up to the 2nd floor. So take care of this robot enemy. Now, above him is a box of Scooby snacks, so just use the computer on the right. You can jump off of it to reach it. That, or you can just use the gum or soap bubbles invention on the robot enemy to get it. But there's no need when you can just jump off the computers. Now make sure to collect these 2 boxes of Scooby snacks in the center. Okay, now let's go over to the left. As you can see, there's another platform that will take us up to the 3rd floor. Okay, that's all the Scooby snacks here, so now we just need to wait for that platform to come down. Now ride this platform up to the 3rd floor. Okay, now at the bottom here, make sure to use the gum invention on this alien ghost enemy to bounce up. Above him that you can't see is a box of Scooby snacks, so make sure you collect that along with these Scooby snacks down here. Now straight ahead of us, you can see there's a monster token. The monster token for the mastermind. Now in order to collect this monster token, you need to wait for this alien ghost to get all the way to the end here and use the gum invention on him to get him stuck. And then bounce off of him to collect it. Okay, now we just need to activate the last switch in the center here on this platform. This will open up the door on the left. So go ahead and go through the door. This leads us to Little Lab of Horrors Part 2. Now jump to the right and collect this box of Scooby snacks, and then land on this platform. Now straight ahead of us is the warp gate, but jump behind us first. And you want to hug the wall here to float down into the monster token I mentioned earlier of that robot enemy. That's how you collect it. The problem is, now we have to go all the way around again. But all the switches stay activated, so we just gotta ride up to the top and go through the door on the left. Whoops, fell off. Now I gotta go around again. Okay, now that we're back where we were, now just jump straight ahead, but make sure to collect this box of Scooby Snacks a little bit below us before we float over to the warp gate. Walk into it to activate it. Now go straight ahead. Straight ahead is a robot enemy, so take care of him. Now backtrack to the opening of the doorway here and jump up where you see the shadow to collect a box of Scooby Snacks. So that's all snacks collected, so this area is now clear. Okay, now ahead of us is a snack gate, so pay the 850 Scooby Snacks to unlock it. But I'm not gonna go through that door yet. I'm gonna head back to the warp gate. Now I'm gonna use the warp gate to warp back over to the mystery machine to save my game. This will be the end of Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights, Little Lab of Horrors.